Ladies and gents, hell has officially frozen over. Ed Davey is in total agreement with reform politicians. Election after election across the country, it's either the Liberal Democrats or Reform who are winning. No wonder Labour and the Tories want to cancel as many elections as possible, but they can't be allowed to get away with it. This is our democracy, not their plaything. I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd see the day when I agree with Ed Davey on anything. On anything. That's left me staggered. A week ago, if you'd have asked me which was more likely to happen, me agree with Ed Davey or me play with Ed Balls, I would have definitely picked the latter. Right, here's the story Mr. Davies gobbing off about. I believe the Conservatives are complaining loudly about this as well, so he's playing his own game, the slithering little snake that he is. But the story is an interesting one because it's true, so let's have a read. Ooh, look, there's comments on it as well. They don't normally leave comments up on the BBC. I love having a read of them. Elections for newly created mayors will be delayed in 4 more areas of England, the BBC has confirmed, pushing back regional devolution plans. New mayors were expected to be elected in Greater Essex, Norfolk and Suffolk, Hampshire and the Solent, and Sussex and Brighton in May next year, but will now have to wait until May 2028, and possibly a couple of years after that. In fact, you know what? It's a confusing time to be alive. Let's just delay the general election for a few years as well, lads. What harm can it do? The government is arguing that more time is needed to reorganise local government in these areas, but stressed more homes, better high streets, and support for business were all on the way. Amazing. Amazing. Can you imagine if you use that excuse in any other aspect of your life? Like if you're at work and your boss says, whoa, hang on, am I supposed to be doing this thing on Tuesday? And you go, yeah, but, I need to reorganise stuff. Oh, okay then. I'll see you in 3 years, mate. Doesn't work that way, does it? What do you mean, reorganise local government? How hard is it? Local government are people. Do you know how hard it is to organise people? You go, here, Dave, you're not in charge of that anymore. You're in charge of that. Just have a drive over, yeah? Confirm me when you get there. I'll give you 20 minutes. Done. That's how you reorganise people. What do you mean, reorganise local government? Exactly what does that entail? How many bricks do you have to move to reorganise local government? What do you need to do? Physically, what work do you need to do to reorganise local government? And this election isn't even due to take place for another year, so exactly what are they doing? Well, we both know what they're doing. They're pulling your pisser. That's what they're doing. Opposition parties are calling for the elections to go ahead as planned, with Shadow Local Government Secretary Sir James Cleverly accusing Labour of subverting democracy. And there's a ton of links to stories about it. The second of which obviously refuting Ed Davies' white lie about the Conservatives being on board with it because, again, they're not suicidal. They know that a blatant display of overt authoritarianism looks bad for them, and they prefer the insidious machinations of someone like Boris Johnson. So yeah, he was lying. Funny old thing. The new mayors are part of a simplification of local government, aimed at reducing the number of councils by merging district and county authorities to create unitary authorities. Groups of unitary authorities will be headed up by new mayors who will be handed more funding and extra powers to run their area. However, the body representing district councils warned at the time that the plans could spark turmoil and argued mega councils could undermine local decision-making. Earlier this year, 18 councils requested a delay to their planned May elections due to incomplete reorganisation. Yatta, yatta, yatta. Again. The elections aren't due to take place until May anyway. It's months away. You could ask me to reorganise the entire contents of my house, and I wouldn't need until May to do it. And this would be me physically, picking up piles of bricks and moving them to another area of the back garden. Moving things on paper, or people, or departments doesn't take 6 months. So the 18 councils that requested delays did it because they're running scared of reform and they are taking the piss. And these mayoral elections have been delayed because they're running scared of reform and they're taking the piss. There is no two ways about it. And when even Liberal Democrat local government spokespeople like Zoe Franklin, wet left-wing Zoe Franklin, are saying that democracy delayed is democracy denied, maybe you should consider the fact that you are being led by the nose by an authoritarian socialist government that doesn't give a single shit what you have to say about anything. Even the Green Party's jumped in on it. And when the Green Parties are right, something's gone desperately wrong. Rachel Millward said people had the right to vote for mayors the government has promised them. Labour's whole devolution agenda has fallen into utter chaos. They're running scared of the voters and failing to solve the real problems in local government. And here's the rub. All of these mayors are given large sums of money with which to administer their local areas. Cheshire and Warrington being given 21.7 million, Cumbria getting 11.1, Greater Essex getting 41.5 million, obviously because they look after themselves down south. Hampshire getting 44 mil, Norfolk 37, Sussex 38. So basically, you're talking about over 150 million pounds worth of funding that's on the line. So what do? As always, you follow the money. These thieving, lying, devious, scum-sucking politicians are all sticking their noses in the troughs, and they don't want a party like Reform being able to direct this money to things that are actually useful, like improving your life, when, no, they can have Labour in charge who can send it all to their little extremist groups, can't they? And, probably 10 million will go to the Taliban. They'll send a bit of over to Al-Shabaab via some of the Somali community. It's as plain as the nose on your face that this is overt corruption and authoritarianism. They're going to delay them for as long as possible. They probably won't happen in 2028. And will they delay the general election if it looks like they're going to get twatted? Probably. If they'll do this, and they delayed them last year, 18 local elections last year, why won't they just delay the general election? Why don't they just decide, you know what, you ignorant working class scum don't vote the right way, so we're just going to have to delay the elections. All of them. Suck on it. So there we have it. They keep delaying elections, local elections, regional elections, mayoral elections. They are taking the piss aggressively because they don't even care anymore, do they? The authoritarian left have never cared what the people have to say, and if you complain too loudly, they'll lock you up for it. So I guess you're in the shit, lads. It's the short version. I'd bet my bottom dollar they'll delay the general election, me. They couldn't give a single shite. So let me know what you think. If you think this definitely isn't cheating, and if you do think that, I'm sure you're the type of person who, puts $2,000 in Monopoly money under your side of the board while you're setting up, and surreptitiously pulls out 500s when you land on anyone's hotels. Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for tuning in. Toodle pip. Cheers.